Hello, good morning, everybody.
Good morning, everyone.
All right, wow.
Well, everybody can see our devices.
Oh, you can see our devices.
Okay.
Let me lower it a bit.
We are so happy that we are able to do this and meet all of you this morning.
That is correct. So if you are joining us, you know what? First thing I want to say to you is Happy Chinese New Year. 新年蒙主恩。
新年蒙主恩。Okay, so today we're going to be 一起庆新年. Basically, we're going to celebrate Chinese New Year together. But more importantly, we should introduce ourselves.
That's
in
correct.
case this is your first time joining
it's
us.
Like, who is these two people wearing red so early? Haven't Chinese New Year yet.
And plus, it's like 10 a.m. in the morning. Okay, if you are with us, can you type a message like how my mother-in-law just typed, good morning.
Good morning, mommy.
So will you just say hi with us so we can also know?
Just okay, stand over there a little bit more. I get cut off by the slides. Just a little bit. Okay, no, come back.
Okay, so maybe let us introduce
Yes,
ourselves. Okay?
hi, my name is Alvin.
And I'm Esther. We are the founders of the Treasure Box Singapore,
That
and
is
our
correct.
heart is really to be able to equip, support, resource families and children in Singapore through this different kind of platforms and different kind of work that we are doing.
That's right. And our aim is twofold, right? Firstly, we want to help families grow closer to each other. And secondly, we want to help families grow closer to God. And hopefully through today's program, we can do just that, right? You guys will grow closer together as a family, and you can also grow closer to God at the same time because we're going to learn some things together.
Yeah, but before we even continue, we want to encourage you to really take some time to quickly click share so that today more of the families, more children can join us to learn about a few things. We'll be learning about the different Chinese character words and explaining them, as well as talking about some of the traditions and customs that we will do during Chinese New Year.
That's right.
Has it got to do with Christianity?
That's right. So get your family together, get your kids, get your daddy, your mommy, your akong, your amma, everybody sit down together, okay? We're going to learn together over the course of the next 1 hour or so, not very long only, okay? And we're going to have lots of fun together. And we are even going to learn how to do Chinese calligraphy later.
Yes, other than knowing
very
all
cultured.
Yes. Indeed. Yeah, so we are so excited. So we are not going to just hang here for too long.
Yes.
Okay, Alvin, I have a question for you though.
Okay, sure.
So what is your favorite thing about Chinese New Year? What is your favorite thing about Chinese New Year?
You know what? If you have something that you really like about CNY, right? Type it in the comments, let us know, and maybe we'll read some of them out. For me, my favorite thing about Chinese New Year is I really
my daughter just shouted ang baos.
I like
you like
I actually really like lo hei.
You like lo hei?
Yeah.
Like the action of lo hei, or you just like to eat lo hei?
I like the action of eating lo hei.
One thing for sure, I don't like the cleaning up the table after lo hei.
That is true. But I like eating lo hei. I like it.
For me, my favorite thing about Chinese New Year has got to be reunion dinners, because I really enjoy being with the family, sitting together, eat and chit chat. But this year got limitation five unique visitors a day in every household only.
Yes, and 5 unique visitors.
A day.
But you know what? I think that kind of forces us to evaluate and say like, hey, we can spend more quality time with a smaller group of people each time, rather than last time it's like 20 people come at the same time.
You actually don't get to chit chat with them.
That's right.
I know Nathan's favorite has to be snacks. Especially pineapple tarts. In case you're wondering who is Nathan is our son.
Yes.
Okay?
If you like pineapple tarts, type in the comments as well. I love pineapple tarts.
Maybe you can also share with us what is your favorite Chinese New Year snack, or what is your favorite thing about Chinese New Year. Okay?
Okay.
Now.
So, somebody say good morning. Hi, good morning.
Hello, my uni friend.
Good morning, Crystal. Okay, share with us again. Favorite thing about CNY. Now, so some of the things we've talked about so far, be it like lo hei la,
reunion dinner, snacks, ang baos.
All these, right, are like very traditional kind of customs and practices that take place during Chinese New Year.
Yeah, you may think that, this must be so unique to just Chinese culture. And we do it because we celebrate Chinese New Year.
Yes.
But in actual fact, some of these traditions and customs, they are actually very aligned with some of our, with what we believe as Christians too.
So we're going to find out a bit more about that. But first, we've been doing this whole series, right, of TTB Chinese lessons, right, over at our IG stories. And we've been kind of talking through the last few weeks about different aspects of the word I and jia and learning about 毛笔 also.
Yeah, learning about 毛笔. So many of you really had a lot of fun playing with the polls and everything. So today we're going to do a quick recap for those of you who actually haven't gone on, but it's all available on our stories on Instagram.
It's highlighted.
But this is going to be slightly interactive, so you can type in your answer and
yes.
us, okay?
Help us out, okay?
So if there are children right here, drag your parents along so that they can help you with the typing, okay?
Okay, come, let's go. First question. We're going to talk first about the word I, which means love, okay, in Mandarin. And what is the difference? Can you spot the difference between the simplified Chinese version of I and the traditional version of the word
so
I?
now you got to
What is the difference?
So simplified Chinese letters are actually what we use in Singapore. But for example, Taiwan, they are still using traditional version of the Chinese characters. But for this one, did you spot anything different? Yes. The traditional one actually has xin zi, and xin is heart. Very interesting, right?
Yes.
And if you're wondering, how come the traditional version...
Pamela, you got it right. Well done. Good job.
Done. But do you know why the traditional version of this word I has a heart?
Then we must go back 3,000 years to the Shang Dynasty.
Okay, so I... this word, right, in its most is in original form, the oracle version,
bone version.
Oracle in Chinese is called 甲骨文, which is in the super olden days. Where
everything is pictorial.
Yeah, everything is pictorial, and people carve it on wood or shell or stones. So this word I, the one that you see on the screen, is actually the first version.
What does it look like?
What do you think it looks like?
Actually, the answer is there. It looks like a person holding their heart, and then words are coming out of their mouth.
Yeah, but
expressions of love.
Yeah, so you can see two hands holding a heart, and then it faces the other side with a mouth open.
Yes.
This actually, basically what it means is, 爱要说出口.
Is that a song?
爱要怎么弄?
If you know that song, you are from our era. Okay.
Okay, so basically, if you love someone, it has to be through action. It also has to be through spoken. That was how it all came about. I think the simplified version took out the heart.
Yeah, took out the heart. But okay, you still need your heart to express your love. Okay, come. So that was for I. Now we are going to look at the next word, which is
家. So just now we spot difference. Now, can you spot the similarity?
What is the same between the simplified version and the traditional version of the word 家? 家, by the way, means what?
家 means home, family. Yeah, home and family.
我的家收藏我的欢喜. How come become National Day already?
拿出你的国旗.
Why red color then become National Day also?
Can.
Okay,
but mine is maroon.
So any similarities you can spot, type it in the comments. I'll give you just a couple more seconds.
Okay.
上面有个点, is that the similarity?
Actually, the whole thing looks very similar.
It does, right?
Okay. So, we'll just move. So,
what's the similarity?
The similarity is the top.
Roof.
Yes, the top, the 宝盖. Okay.
对.
So this 宝盖头 actually represents like a roof, or we can say like a dwelling, a place that you can live in. And do you all realize that the word inside is actually read as 屎 actually is the original word for
pig.
So why must inside look similar?
Why got pig inside the house?
But you all see or not? Question. If you all look at the oracle bone version, which is the bottom right or left, okay, the one that's thinner, does it look like a Jew inside?
Yeah, it looks like a pig head down.
So just now our friend also, we have two friends who are here to help us.
Yes.
They also asked, 为什么有只猪? I let you sound very intelligent. Come.
Because I need to look at the... in the Shang Dynasty, okay, people kept pigs inside their house, okay? So they had pigs, or maybe they had a cow. Basically, they had livestock in their house. And why they did that was because it indicates it's a place, firstly, where people lived. And back then, people kept their livestock in the house to show it's a symbol of wealth, of prosperity.
And also, being able to provide food is a form
provide
of
for the family.
it's a form of security.
Correct.
And home is supposed to be a safe place with the roof, and also a safe place that offers food.
Yes.
Yeah,
Food,
so
food is very important.
Yes, so the word 家 came about with two important components.
That is correct. Okay.
You must let them stay in a safe place, and you must feed them.
All right.
So as parents, we are done.
Yeah, can already. Right? As long as
I feed you, I let you have a room to stay.
And I give you
so,
food.
So children cannot. They say, I want bacon.
Can, no problem. Bakwa. Okay. All right. So how about the next one? Let's move on to the our next TTB Chinese lesson, which is on 毛笔. But before we talk about 毛笔, we talk about, do you know what is 文房四宝?
So 文房 is like a study room, and 四 means 4 and 宝 means treasures. So this one, usually people translate it as the treasures of the study.
So as you can see on the screen, the 4 treasures of the study are actually your brush, 毛笔, the ink, paper, and the inkstone. So last time, right, they didn't have their liquid ink just pour out like that, now so modern.
Last time, the ink is actually in a solid block.
Yes, I remember that.
Like look a bit like crayon actually.
Yes.
So on the inkstone, they'll drip some water, and then you will just dissolve the tip. So actually, it's not easy because too much water will be diluted, too thick, very hard to soak and write. So last time, they really have a specifically allocated child or they call it 书童 to help them more and do all this kind
of thing. Any of you, like my era one, when you were primary school, you ever learn Chinese calligraphy? Anybody remembers the stone?
But we didn't have to mow.
I had to mow.
Oh,
I remember doing
that just shows that you're older.
It shows my age. Okay.
Yeah, so basically last time we just squeeze and then we
Anybody identify with me? Let me know so that I don't feel so old.
I keep wanting to come closer.
Because you,
right.
so it should be this way. Yes.
Okay. Because I'm like, I keep pushing you to
and after a while, I'm like covered by the slide.
Okay. I'll stand. Okay, I'll make my mark.
Yeah, it's good. Okay, very good. Wonderful.
Okay, so 文房四宝. So one of the 宝, one of the treasure is actually 笔.
毛笔.
So here on the screen, you can actually see an evolution of how 笔 eventually become like what you see today. And today, the word 笔 that you see is actually a 会意字. That means by looking at it, you can roughly guess what it is. So from there, you can see a 竹字头, which is the bamboo, and 下面是毛,
which is the hair or the fur.
But again, let's go back to the oracle version.
All the way back to the 甲骨文. Wow. So this is very interesting.
Okay, what do you see?
I was telling you earlier today, I'm like, it looks like Olaf's hand got a branch.
But Olaf's hand is a branch. So that means he's holding the branch of.
Okay, never mind. So, a bit more. Okay.
Okay, so from this picture, if you look at this oracle version, because most oracle version of the Chinese word comes from picture. They're all pictorial.
Yeah.
So here, everybody raise up your right hand.
It's like you're holding your right hand.
And then there is a branch.
A branch.
Because even before there's such thing called 毛笔, right? Last time they really dip things into branches and then dip some those extract from plants to create a color pigment.
I really learned something new today. This one is new to me.
So just dip and write. That's why the most earliest version is just a right hand and a stick.
Okay, so that's what the word 毛笔 used to look like. Okay, so if you're learning something, let us know. Okay, type in the comments. I learned something new today. I definitely learned something new today.
Yeah. So actually, what we are gonna talk about is 笔, right? So this is a 毛笔.
Yes.
And can somebody guess which of the following animals' fur is not used to make this portion?
Okay, so is it cat fur, rat fur, rabbit fur, or what's the last one? Goat, is it?
Goat.
Goat fur. Which one is not used to make the brush? This is very nice and therapeutic.
This brush, okay, while you are typing answers, okay?
Okay.
This brush that is provided in our calligraphy kit actually is a combination of two kind of hair.
Oh, okay.
Two kind of fur.
All right, what is it?
So because usually one kind of fur is a tougher one, and then the other kind of fur is usually the softer one.
Okay.
But for beginners, we usually use a combination.
Hey, we have somebody with an answer already. Hey, so we have Chan Louis says cat fur is not used. Lynette says rat fur. Anybody has a different answer?
Our friend say rat fur also, because he said so short how to make.
So short. So sharp and so short and so tough. How to make?
So what? A goat. Hey, we got Lynette. Lynette, make up your
Choose
mind.
one. Choose one. Which one is not used? Okay.
Yeah, so which of the following animal is not used to make the head or the brush tip?
Okay. Shall we review the answer?
Okay, we're gonna review the answer. Okay, but for those of you, if you didn't manage to type in, it's fine because you learn something and you can
Yes, we learn
share.
together.
Children, you can even go to school and share with your
Friends
and your teachers during
That
Chinese
is
class.
correct. Okay, so the animal that is not used to make animal fur that is not used to make brush is the cat.
We don't use cat fur.
Oh, so we use what? Okay, come.
Okay, let's show
find
you
out.
what are the common fur that we would use. Okay,
Okay,
the common fur
definitely-
that we use would be the goat, the weasel, the rabbit, and the rat.
Oh, they do use rat fur.
Yeah, actually, the most
Oh.
common is goat and weasel.
Weasel.
Yeah,
okay.
that's why their mouthpiece that's called yang hao bi
Okay, sure.
and lang hao bi.
Lang.
Because
for
weasel is actually called huang shu lang in Chinese. Why do I have techno music?
My CNY music at the back, very happening. Okay, so cat fur is not used, but usually used goat, weasel, rabbit, rat, with weasel being the use most common.
Yeah, goat and weasel is the most common, but
Mm.
we know recent years there are mummies and daddies who actually would also use the baby's hair. But they don't use it. Time out, but they don't use it to write. They use it to store.
Okay.
Like, oh, this is my child's first
First
bunch of hair.
First bunch of hair. My child's first bunch of hair gonna suck away by the K-cuts person already. Okay, so we learned something about Maopi today. Now, okay, so let's go back to what our lesson is today, which is we are gonna talk about how our CNY traditions and cultures, how they are in a sense quite aligned to what we believe as Christians.
Yes, so 我们今天要上的就是新年小学堂。Sound like those, Saturday mornings, they always have this. Okay, so we are gonna start with something that I really like,
your favorite.
which is the reunion dinner.
Or 团圆饭.
团圆饭.
I like the word 团圆 a lot. Because 团 is like squad. 圆 is like together, circle.
Oh yeah.
Then 饭 is rice.
You like fun. You like to eat, full stop. Yeah, but 团圆饭团圆圆嘛。So 大口框啊 the word 团和圆的那个 component 叫大口框，以前都是写成圆形的。
Oh, interesting. Okay.
So very interesting.
Okay.
So 团圆饭 basically is a time where family gather together to have a meal.
Yes.
And then most of the time at the dinner table, we'll talk about our previous year, and then we just enjoy each other's company. We'll do some reflection. And for us as Christian, food and fellowship are important part of our tradition and heritage too. It's
Absolutely.
koinonia.
There we go. Wow,
Koinonia.
the Greek. From Chinese now we learn Greek, okay?
Koinonia, yes.
Koinonia,
so,
that's right.
Fellowship very important.
It is because you know why? The early church, they also met in homes, and when they met in homes, Acts chapter 2 verse 42 tells us that they would break bread together, right? They would devote themselves to the teaching of the word, to fellowship, and to the breaking of bread. So there is food, there is fellowship, and as Christians, right, I think that's something that we can definitely embrace.
Yes. And in that aspect, we'll also grow closer to each other in relationship with each other as well as God. So eating together is one of the primary ways that we can learn more about each other and grow together as a family. But one important thing.
So enjoy the food during Chinese New Year, but not too much, okay? Don't overdo it, okay? And we're gonna, as we fellowship with glad and sincere hearts together as well, we also want to grow closer to each other as a family, and then as a family, let's learn to grow closer to God too, as we reflect and think about what God has done for us.
Yep. So 团圆饭 to Christians, just go for it, okay?
Okay. Next is 拜年 or visiting our elders, or house. Maybe you call it house visitations, right? So this is something that we do when we enter. We'll go during CNY. We'll go to our elders' homes, our parents' homes, right? Someone older than us, and we go and 拜年. And when we 拜年, we usually say a set of greetings.
Yes.
That we call 贺词.
Yeah, I don't know about you, but when I was young, I enjoy going to 拜年. But for us, we only need to go to 2 houses every year because everybody gather at my grandmother's house. So all the families, all the grandchildren all gather at one house. Very rare now. And then one time, right? So at every corner of the house, so 大伯新年快乐，连拿一个红包，然后去那个吴婶新年快乐，再拿一个。然后
This one is, you know what? Auntie Esther is kampong life.
Yeah,
This was back
one
in
house,
Malaysia.
many families.
Everybody is there. Okay, in Singapore cannot. We must one day we must visit many different
Yeah,
houses.
but this year cannot.
Okay.
So when we 拜年, it's really not okay. I enjoy the ang pao lah.
Yes.
But
no,
is it all?
Don't we all enjoy the ang pao?
Children, do you all enjoy ang paos? But
course.
you all receive ang pao, you cannot immediately do this.
How much you give me? So don't do that.
Yeah, don't do that. Okay, we must be polite.
Okay.
Okay.
So with with 拜年, right, it's not just about going to someone's house, eating up all their bakwa and all their crispy shrimp rolls, okay? But it's also about honoring and respecting our elders by pronouncing God's blessing on them. Because when we meet them, we will say the 贺词, right? We say,
Yeah.
新年快乐, then we say something, 身体健康, for example.
Yes, because some of the younger ones, or even actually not be, we do hear some of them say that I just go. Why must I be saying all those 新年贺词 to them? For example, like I always say 身体健康. Then some aunties like it when we say 青春永驻.
青春永驻 means forever young, okay?
祝你永远美美丽丽.
Yeah, that's right. So, but what is the significance of this? And I think it's important that the Bible does teach us and remind us that we are to respect our elders and to show them honor, right? In Leviticus chapter 19 verse 32 says we must stand up in the presence of the aged, show respect for the elderly, and in that process we are revering God.
Yes,
Wow.
so it is something good
Very
because by saying all those 新年贺词 or positive words, we are really pronouncing God's blessing on our elderly.
That is correct.
Okay.
So at the end of today's program, right, we will teach you some 新年贺词 to use. So maybe you stand out from the crowd. Maybe you get bigger ang pao.
Just say it's not about ang pao. You still ask them to be atas with the... Okay, no. Okay,
Okay,
but
so bless,
we did
to bless.
prepare some more Christian-y kind.
Yes.
But to
Something to
really proclaim God's blessing on people when you visit them.
Okay, fantastic. Now, the next thing. Some people believe that on the first day of the Chinese New Year or
Wow.
the Lunar New Year, you can only speak auspicious words or 吉利话. So even if something bad happens, if let's say I hold a glass of water and I say,
Ping
"Piang!"
yang!
Wow, you cannot say, "Eh, why, oh, eh,
You
破了啊，
cannot
为什么
say
这样啊？"
ah.
So you cannot. But instead, they will shout something like what? 落地
开
开
花，
花，
岁岁平安。Okay,
Ah.
the reason is tradition. In the Chinese culture, they believe that you have to start your year well.
And you
So-
will impact the rest of your year.
Yeah,
how it
they
goes.
say what you say on the first day of New Year will affect the rest of the year.
Ah.
So on 初一, they are very particular. Everybody must be very, very careful what you say.
Yes.
But for Christian, does it work that way?
Okay, so obviously this is a bit of a superstition, right? Because how you start the year will not determine how you end the year. But you know what? The idea of speaking positively, the idea of seasoning our words in such a way that they are pleasant to hear, right, is something that the Bible teaches as well. So in Colossians chapter 4 verse 6, this is what Paul reminds us. He says, let your conversation be always full of grace, okay, seasoned with salt, so that you may know how to answer everyone.
Yeah, so let's learn to speak kindly,
Yeah.
speak positively,
Yes,
speak encouragingly
Ah.
to everyone that we meet.
Not just during CNY, okay?
And
All
we,
the time.
And we say it not just so we can get whatever good blessing and good fortune. We say it because we generally want to be a blessing.
That's
okay?
right. Exactly. Okay, and finally, you will realize that in most homes, like our home today,
Dun, 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 dun,
just
dun. We have a 家 and an I.
and we have flowers, and we have a Chinese fan.
Just want to tell you guys that the flowers per stock is going only at $2.50 at NTUC.
Say sponsored by no, not
No,
sponsored.
no,
I pay
not
money.
sponsored.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's very pretty. Just $2.50.
So good. Okay. So Chinese New Year decorations, right? Most homes you will see that, especially this thing called 春联, which is your spring festival couplets. And 春联, right? Basically, what it is you may see them usually put up in pairs.
Yes.
Red pieces of paper with a couple of words on it, Chinese greetings on it.
Or like in school now, some of you are in school, you all have been writing the word what? 福
福
or 春,
Ah.
and then purposely have to
the
invert
福
it
到
because when 倒反过来 is the same sound as 来到的到
arrive.
arriving.
Yes,
Yeah.
right. That's
So
right.
some of them will be pasting all these things to basically want to welcome blessings lah, correct?
So it's to speak blessings on the occupants of our home as well as all the guests and visitors that become.
Yeah.
So you know what, you know that we can find 春联 with with words that are talking about God's blessings. So not just like 愿你发财 but something that's
福禄
more
寿
show 得出来 right? So actually you can find them we just saw at NTUC the other day.
Yes.
Sorry,
NTUC
again.
Extra actually has a whole array
Mm.
of
春联
couplets and 春联, right? That say things like 荣耀主恩,
Yes,
glorify God's grace.
Wow.
Wow. So if even NTUC is proclaiming God's goodness, we also can do that, right?
So the thing about all this decor is that we can use it actually as a means of speaking blessing, not just over the occupants of the house,
Yes.
but also upon our guests and our visitors. So just like God commanded Aaron to bless the Israelites, right? And we know this verse very well, Numbers chapter 6, verse 24 to 26, right? It's a pronouncement of a blessing to say, hey, you know what? The Lord bless you and keep you. You know? So when we put up all these decor, right, it's a good way to say, you know what, God, would you bless the people in this home? Would you bless the people who walk through the doors? And you know what? Some of our friends who may not know Jesus, they come in, they read, they're like, wow, what is this? So interesting. How come your one looks different from the traditional Chinese kind?
Yeah, literally when we put this up, the Jia word in our home, this is the one that the kids actually did it.
Yes.
Together, you'll see in the video. And then below we actually already
Surely
printed. We actually printed the verse, and then people are like, what do you mean by for you and your household you will serve the Lord? Who is this Lord that you are serving? So it becomes a conversation starter that we can have conversation during New Year.
That is correct. Okay, so speaking of Chinese New Year decorations, which you may or may not have put up yet, we are very early, clearly. But you know what? If you haven't thought of what to put up yet, why not consider getting one of our CNY Family Calligraphy kits? Okay, that's available on our website.
That's right. So there are limited stock, but you can get it at $9 off if you are going to
not yet. We need to show them what's inside first.
Okay, you can't buy until you see, right? So give us the next minute, take a look because after this, we are going to announce the giveaway methods.
Yes.
And we are going to meet Uncle Kok Ho, who is a self-taught calligrapher who will be teaching us how to do brush calligraphy.
That's right.
So this is also a good time. If you haven't prepared your things, quickly go and grab your stuff.
And also, like I said, there's a giveaway happening. We're going to be giving away some stuff. So ask your friends to join in the live stream as well. And maybe you might just stand a chance to win something. Okay, so let's take a look at what's inside.
All right.
Okay. So you got a
this,
side idea of what's inside. Oh,
next
wait,
slide.
change the slide first.
So you can purchase one of these on our website. It is going at $39.90 for one, but you can get two at $9 off. So
that is correct.
Okay, but in case you're wondering then how then we use, that is what Uncle Kok Ho is going to teach us later. So let's move on right now.
Okay, come.
Okay, so we're going to move on to tell you how you can actually win this full set of calligraphy. Okay, so who wants to win the calligraphy kit?
Okay, come on.
Yeah, so this is what is being displayed here. Okay, it comes also with the magnetic frame.
Let me hold
magnetic wooden frame.
I got one box here.
Okay, so this is the box you're going to win. If you want to win it's very easy. I'm going to give you the instruction. Open your ears now.
Okay.
To win this, we're going to choose two winners, okay?
Two winners. Wow, generous.
So it's
very generous.
$80. 因为画画.
Yes.
You know? So what you got to do is simply to go to the comment section from now all the way to just type a 新年贺词, but your 新年贺词 must
contain the word 主
or
Lord. Okay.
But it must be Chinese, right? Because the Lord bless you 算不算？
不可以
Must be in Chinese.
新年贺词 we must say it in Mandarin, right? So to win, possibly win one, right? Okay, go to the comments, type out one. All we need is type out one 新年贺词 that contains the word 主, okay? And what we'll do is that at the end of the session today, we are going to randomly pick two.
Either at the end of today's session or maybe end of the day, so that you guys can also go and invite friends to come and participate by typing in correct or not? So go and grab some friends and everybody just type in. We're going to choose two winners, okay?
Okay.
So, and maybe if you share it, will be notified by us and give you higher chance of winning. Wow, sounds so retailer. Okay, quickly, I want to see Uncle Kok Ho already.
Okay, so what's going to happen now is while that is going on, right? For those of you who have the calligraphy kit with you, hopefully you've got a little space set up as well, a table and all that to be able to do some calligraphy together with us. Okay.
Yeah, so you got to check out.
You didn't buy and you still want to do it, right? You have your own calligraphy material. Just prepare that. We invite you to check it out now because we are going to learn how to write the word I together from Uncle Kok Ho, our calligrapher friend.
So who is he actually?
Okay, so you might have seen him in one of our publicity videos. Uncle Kok Ho is actually my classmate at Singapore Bible College, where we are both doing a postgrad diploma together, and he's very, very talented. So he's a self-taught calligrapher.
He has been practicing for about 8 years.
That's right. He does what? He plays the violin, he plays the cello, he plays the recorder. He does a lot of different kind of things. Okay, so he's very, very talented. So we're very happy to have him.
He is very cool because he takes sermon notes by writing
calligraphy. Yes, correct. It's quite amazing. Okay.
All right, so we are gonna ask him to come right now. But we have actually recorded it so that we'll be able to zoom in on the different stuff. So please watch the following video and quickly take out the things right now. Okay, let's go.
Let's go.
So today we have Uncle Kok Ho with us and Master. He's gonna be teaching us and giving us some tips on Chinese calligraphy. But before that, I think we need to know him better. So Uncle Kok Ho.
Yes.
Tell us more about yourself.
Okay, my name is Elder Kok Ho. I'm from Glory Presbyterian Church. I'm married with 3 children. Happy married. Anyway, you may like to know how I got to know about calligraphy. I'm a self-taught calligrapher. But how do I get started? I went to China for holiday and I want to bargain for a souvenir. And that auntie was very good. He never gave me any discount. I lost in the bargain. And she gave me a calligraphy set. As a gift, as a consolation to me.
Also to ask you like, 你走了.
She just want to 打发我.
Yeah. So you came home from that trip with a calligraphy set?
Yes.
I mean, if it's me, I may just put it aside. So how you started?
Oh, because you see, I used to travel to China to work, and sometimes in the hotel room you're quite bored, nothing to do. So I just practice in the hotel room. So that's how I started. But I actually practiced calligraphy as a student when I was in primary school. In those days in Singapore, there were Chinese school. But anyway, I write as I wish. I write as it flows. And I think that's the fun part of calligraphy.
But I believe there are also some techniques you have picked up along the way, and then that is what he'll be sharing with us later.
Yes.
I'm personally very, very excited because I can write with a pen and a pencil, but when it comes to brush, 我要跟你拜师了。
没问题。
So without further ado, let's start. What is the first step we should do, Uncle Kok Ho?
Okay, the first step is you must get yourself ready and get the equipment ready. Because otherwise you will struggle later. But the first thing to do, the most important, is to have a clear table. Lay out the table, clean the table, lay out your brushes nicely, and then ideally you can put a cloth below the paper so that the ink will not smudge. Okay?
Or will not stain your table. Right?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, I give you one more tip, okay?
Yeah.
Especially people with long hair or what. So for me, Auntie Esther, today I clip up my fringe. Because can you imagine all this? If possible, maybe I should also tie up my hair, right? Okay, so other than the clear table, what else should we prepare?
You need to have a tray, okay, for the ink.
Okay.
Get the ink ready, and you get your brush ready. Okay. Some may have a brush holder. If not, you can use a chopstick holder also can, right?
Yeah, chopstick holder.
Improvise. It is to make things happy, right?
Or just take 2 Lego pieces and then join it together.
Yes.
Okay, so Uncle Kok Ho, I also brought my own brush, but my brush is from our calligraphy kit. And wait, mine is ink one, it's too hard.
Oh, you see?
What should I do?
Oh, this is a good brush, but you need to prepare the brush before you can use it, right? So the first thing you need to do is just to dip the brush in some water and let it slowly, soften the brush. And you will soften the brush. You can do a dip a bit harder.
Oh, to just press it.
Just so that it gets softened.
Oh, okay, it opens up already.
Yeah, slowly. Once it opens up, right, you take out and then use a tissue paper to dry it, because thereafter we can start to apply the ink on the brush.
It really must press down.
It's okay to brush, don't worry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I got a brush. I can start class now.
Yeah. Okay, so next then we will pour the ink. Yeah.
No ink cannot write how.
No ink, no petrol cannot start the car, right? You need ink, right? 有 ink 我们才会有墨水吧，对不对？
哇，墨水 in Chinese sometimes we say someone has 墨水 means they're very knowledgeable, right? Knowledgeable, educated counter.
Yeah, that means
like full of knowledge.
Yeah.
By the way, this ink is also from our calligraphy kit. Okay, what's
okay, before you go also, notwithstanding the fact that your brush is already softened, like for example, my brush has been using all the time, you still have to go to the ink and try to make sure they can get some ink to it, right? You just try. Just try.
Actually, if I wash my brush already, I must really make sure it's dry before I dig into it.
Yes, make sure it's dry.
Because if not, I will dilute.
Yes,
then it will not be so opaque.
Yeah. So, but before that, there are a few techniques that we always have to remind ourselves. Okay? Yeah, because dipping the ink is very important. Because when you have too little ink, then you can see the ink are not well distributed. There are a lot of empty space. Okay. Although the empty space can be used artistically, but I think the first lesson you should know that you should not be too little ink. So I give you one example. You see?
Can I ask a question first?
Yes, please.
So I saw that you keep doing this stroking motion. Does it help with the evening?
The stroking is two things. First, you try to
Sharpen.
Sharpen is the next step. First, you must make sure you have enough ink inside there. Because by moving around, you can feel whether there's ink or not.
And when you swipe, right, you can see how much come out with it.
Yeah. Then when you swipe more, that means because when it's sharp, then it's nice. Then the work will have shape. The next one will be dipping the ink is also important. So if you are too stingy, then you become a very skinny pen. Maybe I give you one example.
0.38.
If I don't dip enough, you see I write the word now. You see, for example, right?
Oh. Like a lot of space.
Like 吃不饱 like that. But also nice. But like 吃不饱, right? Yeah. But if you dip too much, then you will smudge. Right? You will smudge like having a flood. Let's give you an example. You don't.
就是没有 didn't dry enough.
Yeah. Then you see. Then the whole thing.
Wow. Perfect. So how is and also it's like your paper gonna break already.
Then the problem will become the stroke will all merge into each other.
Correct.
So you see the in fact if 3 strokes become 1 stroke. So you can't see the beauty of the character and the stroke. So that is important. So first is
too dry.
Don't be too stingy and don't be too greedy, right? It's just like taking the manner. Just take enough one day 足够了.
Can you show me one 刚刚好 one?
刚刚好就是好像 manner take one day can already. Yeah.
You try.
So now you can see, let me a bit of space. You see like that, right? Another one. So you see, I still have not enough. Because sometimes you have to try a bit. Because if the calligraphy is the interaction between the brush, ink, and the paper. Some paper can absorb better, but some paper they may not able to absorb as good. So it's just a matter of practicing and get used to it, right?
Then I realized if that's what you say, right, calligraphy actually requires patience.
Yeah.
It also requires 细心叫什么 in English?
Detail.
Yeah,
look out for all the small things, the small interaction between the paper and the brush. One of the beauty of having calligraphy is you actually have to tone yourself before you write. Because if you just quarrel, you just quarrel cannot.
Just quarrel cannot write.
When you quarrel, they write very fast. Just like you want to quarrel, you talk very fast like that.
Okay, so how are you guys feeling today? So you're gonna calm down, right?
Yeah,
Take a deep breath. Try, okay?
You can try it too.
So I need to make sure. Oh, so I also need to make sure that 这太多吗？
可以啊。
可以。You know my goodness. Don't tell people I used to teach Chinese. Yo. And cannot two like that.
So you need to be very flowing. Even though you may not be a master, but as long as it's flowing, this will be very nice.
I have a question here though.
Yes, please.
So actually I feel this is actually too much ink. Because like you say, it's not as well defined and
Yes.
then it's oozing out already.
Yeah, but that is also a combination of few things, because sometimes you may have enough ink, but then when your stroke stay too long.
Oh, so you show. Okay.
You
We
may
don't
not-
go into too many techniques now. Okay.
okay.
So now let me summarize quick one. So we have learned that we need to have a clear table, we have to have our equipment, and then now that we learned is don't be too stingy, don't be too greedy, must 刚刚好. Okay, how? So I realized we'll be writing the word 春, which means spring. So is this what we're gonna use as our practice character today?
Okay, for the first part of the practice, I would like to use the word 春. Okay, I'm using the word 春 because there are certain basics behind the word, right? Because first thing, okay, I'm not a master, and I'm not going to teach you to be a master. And you can never be a master in one lesson. But what do we want to achieve today? We want to have fun, we want to have joy, and we want to make our fun to be an encouragement to others. So what we need to do is what we can do in one lesson. So a few basic tricks I can teach you in one lesson is number one. First, before you write, you must think what you want to write, which word you want to write.
Yeah, actually it's very important because if you are not sure, you write halfway, then you actually don't know what's the next stroke, then in the end your flow will not be there.
Yes, correct. So you need to know. And then for those people who are not so good, you think the word first before you want to write, because usually those words that are well proportioned, they will be easier to write. Just like the word 春 is quite well proportioned, right? And then if you are not very experienced, don't be too ambitious, don't write a 50 character. Right?
I'll only write one today.
1, 2 or 4 or 5. That will do, right?
So 春 there's 9 strokes.
Yep.
So actually I think all of us today we can try to think through now, okay, what are the strokes in your mind and which stroke come first and which stroke come after, so that once your calligraphy brush goes down, you can write it.
Yes.
Wait, but how to hold a calligraphy brush?
Oh yeah, okay. The
I
next
forgot to
important,
ask.
we forgot to teach you how to hold.
Like
The brush is
Cannot.
just like holding your chopsticks. Right? There's nothing no different from holding a chopsticks, right? So grip like a chopstick.
So because not everybody grip chopstick the same way or the traditional way, so can I observe that your index finger, the middle finger and the fourth finger should clip on it,
Yes.
and then this one balance it,
Yeah.
and then this one seal it, is it?
Yeah.
And
Okay.
okay, I have another question. I realize a lot of people writing calligraphy, their brush is vertical. Yeah. So is it an important thing to have an upright pen?
Okay, for
A brush?
for writing a bigger character calligraphy, it's always good to have like lift up. It may not be exactly 90 degree. It is good to be lift up. Some people write like that also.
But become very fat, right?
Depending on the technique, but the most important thing is
Basic is straight.
try to be as straight as possible.
Okay.
Then the other thing is you hang your pen actually give you more freedom. I know for beginner it's very difficult because for the hang, you hang your hand to write.
Oh, I know what you mean by hang. Because when we write, we tend to
We
put
rest.
we
We
rest
rest.
this part on. Oh, so for calligraphy we cannot rest it.
Yeah.
Instead, we need to hang our hand
Yeah.
up.
Yes.
Oh, okay, that's what.
Except those people who say 小楷, the small one, they can put down and write.
Yeah, this one will be, but yet at the same time, I noticed it is still an upright hand.
It's upright to let it
It
flow.
flies.
Don't be too overly hung up whether it's exactly 90 degree or not.
Yeah.
The
Just
key
need to
point
hang.
is just hang certain small angle. The key point is to make sure you are flowing. Yeah. Okay.
Cannot slow.
Yeah. When you
Wow.
write down this nice one,
Patience, details, posture.
If you want to be a bit stylo, you just put a hand behind. Like, then you look like real master.
Yeah, let me try.
Look only.
Okay. So we're gonna try writing chun, which you can see on the screen right now. There are in total 9 strokes.
Yes.
Yeah, but I heard you are gonna teach us
Okay, I
the
teach
reduced version.
I teach the improvised simple version. Chun, how do you write? Chun is very simple. 3 stroke, and then 2 piana. Then actually it's a re, right? But if those people who cannot write re very well, you can just draw a circle and put a dot, then finish.
Okay, 来试试看。
Okay, so maybe I show one for you to see. So you see, I do the chun. Just remember 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, circle dot. Repeat. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, circle dot.
What Uncle Kok Ho now is saying literally, you have to have the word in your mind. Okay,
Yes,
let's start.
Okay, right? You see, I do 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. And the circle dot.
My turn ah.
Yeah, wait, before you try your turn, you must always remember a few things. When you start writing, don't hesitate. Flow. Flow.
本来会写的，突然间就不会。
Yeah, it's nice, right?
But I feel that I think just now you mentioned also proportion. So in my mind, I was hesitant because you say must not hesitate just right.
Yeah.
So I was hesitant about like big and small.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why your proportion look bigger.
Mm.
Okay, let me try again. Okay. Auntie Esther's Den. Okay. Not enough ink. This is too stingy. 我会紧张哎。
That is
Through practice lah.
that's part of the fun of calligraphy because you learn to control your mood and then you slow down. But you cannot be too slow, and that is the beauty of calligraphy.
Wow, really? Because too slow, too much ink come out.
Yeah.
Too fast, too stingy.
Yeah, too fast it can be a bit very skinny.
So you don't be eager to immediately want to write on our actual display. You can practice a few more times on newspapers. Hey, I think my third one, the proportion better.
The third one is nice,
The
right?
proportion, because you keep mentioning 大小, right?
Yeah, so 你看这个头小，
头小。
屁股大。
like Uncle Kok Ho say, you need to know the interaction between your paper and your ink.
Yes.
Yeah, because how much it will seep. So that will determine how much.
Yeah. So the key point is you just, for a starter, you just pick one word and try 4 or 5 times. For us, we have to write well proportioned but with a little bit of variation. Just like look at my chun, actually my chun is balanced and not balanced at the same time.
Yeah, 乱中有美.
It's balanced and not balanced at the same time. Right? Because actually it's not balanced, right? But actually,
I think it's your style also.
Because when you write more, somehow you make mistake in the first stroke. You try to balance back one. So that is the beauty of calligraphy, right?
But you see,
Yes.
Uncle Kok Ho have developed his own font along the way because how long have you been practicing?
I practice about, I think by now 7 or 8 years.
Yeah, and he does it really frequent because sometimes when he listens to a sermon, he take notes by doing calligraphy.
Yeah.
So different. So it's about application of a skill or a hobby to use it to also learn about the Word of God. That day I heard my kids actually came to you
Yes.
and you taught them how to write the word I.
Yes.
Can you teach me too?
Sure.
Because I is one of my favorite words. Because just now you have heard Uncle and Auntie Esther share, right? That I in the traditional version actually has a scene inside.
Yes.
Yeah. So I want to learn this word. Can you teach me?
Yes.
换纸
Okay. 书童换纸。
哇，好忙的书童啊。Okay. 皇上，你可以自己拿走吗？
哇，还要劳驾皇上。
好。
Okay, so again, before you start, think through the word I, right? You have a 帽子, right? If you forget too many things, you just remember there's a 帽子.
But we can stop halfway, but at least you must flow the first 4 strokes.
Correct. So you see, you look at the I, got a few sections. First part is the 帽子, 一个小帽，然后一个大帽，
一个盖啦，宝盖，
还有一个盖，然后一个心，
然后一个好像有这样，
好像有这样。So there are 4 parts. So if you want to, ideally you don't stop. But if you really have to stop, ideally it's 2 stop.
Yeah, but if you like me, very amateur, right? Then we can stop 4 times.
Yeah, but
3 times.
Okay.
Take a deep breath.
Take a deep breath. Yeah. Taking a deep breath before you write calligraphy is important because it will help you to hold the pen and help you to stand steadily.
Is
Okay?
it why they like have the 成语 that says 一气呵成?
一气
Like
呵成
one breath and bring it to completion.
I will do quick one. 1, 2, 3.
It's so pretty. 师傅，你卖字吗？
好，
剪出来我们就把它卖掉它。
可以。
是 my turn.
Yes, your turn.
OK， 下笔。
Be jumpy but don't jump.
Take a deep breath. 哎，我不可以，我要提笔哦。
Okay, if you just forget, you just need to continue move. Move.
哎，我写简体了。
你先剪了，等一下才烦了。
Sorry guys. 陈老师 ，OK， 再来多一个繁体 right? I must remember write the scene. Because you see no flow because never think through first. Okay, now I'm not gonna talk to you now. Bye bye. Okay. Can you see my pen? Not good because 头大，头小身体大，对吧？
对 ，Yeah. So it's just a matter of trying a few times, then you get the proportion.
I tend to do this, but I must have the lift, right?
You must. The key point is you just have
Must
to let
tiap
your.
or not?
Don't need lah. Just
Don't need
can flow can already. Yeah, can just flow.
Okay. Proportion. Better?
Yeah.
But still, this one got to be bigger, right?
Yeah.
So if you are going to attempt writing 爱字 on our calligraphy kit, right? Auntie Esther have attempted, and this is the part that you got to go bigger, right?
Yes.
To house the
heart.
To house the heart, yeah. Yeah, mine can't house it. Yours is
And the other one, just a little guidance, because your bottom is a bit too thin.
Thin.
Right, the last stroke is a bit too thin. So 你好像站不稳
Oh.
Right, so if you sometimes.
What do you mean by? Oh, you meant 要扩一点，
Because
矮
you
一点
see, the last stroke here, you see, because this stroke is holding the whole character, right? So the last stroke a bit thicker is okay, a bit thicker, not too thick, so that there are something to hold the word together. So it's quite interesting. So when you do calligraphy, you are not only thinking through the stroke, but you're thinking how the stroke support the character.
Yes.
Yeah, then you'll find the fun to improvise. There's no right and wrong, but as long as it's the proportion you think is nice, that is the fun of calligraphy for a beginner like all of us.
So I think one last tip I learned from you today is must really look at the word first, understand the word, which will help you be able to get the flow because you know the strokes in sequence, and then secondly, you need to know which part is supposed to be big, which part is supposed to be small, right? 不然的话就会像我们这样 can't even house the heart in my 爱字. Okay, I think we learned a lot of things today. So now, for those of you who have been eagerly waiting to start writing, now it's going to be your turn. But remember all the steps that we have said, and then take your time. You're not in a hurry. You are not in a hurry. You have a whole weekend or even more before Chinese New Year, 1 more week. So take your time to slowly practice, and then finally, as a family, write together and proudly display. We just want to say a very, very blessed Chinese New Year to all of you. May God bless you and enrich you in everything that you do. Thank you, Uncle Kok Ho, for joining us. So yeah, we look forward to having you, next time for more TTB Chinese lessons.
Thank you. See you. Bye bye.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah, it's like Auntie Esther fly here and there, right? Okay.
1, 2, 3, fly again because the slides are coming on now. Whoa.
So today you are actually with us because we are having this little 庆新年 program to learn not just about calligraphy but also previously the first part of our program. If you just joined us after we have ended, you can actually scroll back to go and watch.
Correct.
We had at the beginning we talked about some of the 3 words actually. 爱
家 and
笔 how it all come about.
Not 鼻子的鼻.
Yeah. So, and then after that, we also talked a little bit about the different customs and traditions, they are actually very aligned
Yes.
with Christian values.
That's right. What we believe as Christians. Okay, so
And
you can
now-
wipe back and see that.
Yes. And now there's an ongoing giveaway
Yes.
happening.
That's
You
my box.
just we are giving away 2 of our family calligraphy kits.
Yes.
And all you have to do is go to the comments and type a 新年贺词, a Chinese New Year greeting,
Yes.
but it must have the word 主 in it.
So in the comments, I see like got a few of you typing away.
Yeah, so what you can do is, if you really can't think of a new one, just read through theirs and find one that you really like. Just copy and paste. You're fine.
Okay, so we are gonna randomly choose 2, maybe at the end of the day lah.
And at the end of the
I like
day,
the
so
Facebook
that
one a bit more.
so that you guys can continue to invite other people to come and participate
watch
and also
also.
to watch. Watching this program is not to just win the giveaway,
no.
but there are so many things that we can teach our children and the children can learn with us.
Okay.
All right. So before we end today, as promised, we are going to teach you some 新年贺词.
Yes.
And if at the end of our program, you and your family started decorating and writing your own 春联
Yes.
based on what Uncle Kok Ho has taught you,
Don't hide the eye.
yes, please take a photo, post it on your social media, and tag us. All right. Okay. So
Or you can put it in the comments now if you're done. Why not take a photo?
okay.
So as promised, we're going to teach you some CNY greetings, some 新年贺词 that you can use.
sorry.
That you can use, not too much, come back, that you can use this Chinese New Year to not just impress your relatives, but really just to pronounce God's blessing on them. Okay?
Yes. Okay. So today we're going to teach you 4.
4个.
And a standard feature when we go and do house visitation, instead of saying 新年快乐, we
恭喜发财.
always say 新
新
年
年
蒙恩.
蒙恩.
蒙恩 means basically
to
that
receive God's grace.
蒙 also have the connotation of just covering.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh,
蒙
I like
or
that.
receive. 看你要怎样
Receive
看.
and
So
bathe in God's
oh
grace.
wow. So 新年蒙恩. So this
Yes.
first one that we're going to teach you, I'm going to read and then Alvin explain.
Oh, okay, sure. Okay.
So
Just
新年
Stacey's boy to explain, sure.
So 新年蒙恩，愿主的恩惠平安与你同在。
So basically what that simply means is may God's grace and peace be with you.
Okay,
Be
everyone,
present
we
with
read
you.
one time together. Okay.
Okay?
新年蒙恩，愿主的恩惠平安
与你同在. Wow,
Later,
what
I
a
got to
great
choose one and
blessing.
make my children memorize.
What a great blessing. Okay, next one.
Next one. Same thing. We're gonna say 新年蒙恩 again, but this time round we're gonna up one level.
Go.
Okay. 祝你和你全家在基督里新年福杯满溢.
Wow. So basically it means that you and your family, as you remain in Christ, may your cup overflow, or your cup of blessings overflow.
Yes. 福杯满溢, cup of blessings overflow.
Okay. 在基督里，新年福杯满溢.
Okay, now your turn. Ready?
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
新年蒙恩，祝你和你全家在基督里，新年福杯满溢.
Of course, you can shorten it by saying, "Hey, 新年蒙恩，祝你福
福
杯
杯
满溢."
满溢. Also okay.
They must be wondering, then just teach us the short one. Why is so long?
Like I said, you also want to impress your relatives.
Yeah, like, 祝你和你全家在基督里新年福杯满溢.
Okay, very good. Okay, number 3.
Our friend besides like 你们.
So roll eyeball, roll until do backflip. Really. Okay, next one. Okay, same thing. We will start with 新年蒙恩. Then he says it's 愿你新的一年充满主恩主爱.
Why you got a 喉腔 there? Okay. 新年蒙恩，愿你新的一年里新的一年充满 filled with 主恩主爱 God's grace and God's love.
That's right.
哇
So
这个
okay,
好，
this
这个
is
又
nice.
比较
Nice and
短
short.
哦。
Yeah. Okay. 新年蒙恩，愿你新的一年充满主恩主爱.
Is it
可以吗？
because 主恩主爱 is
主
quite a
恩主
mouthful?
爱，主恩主爱，主
What?
恩主
Why
爱.
everything that you read got the angmo tongue inside one?
It's yes, boy. Can
Okay, good. Anyway, so you guys try this 4 words. Try these 6 words. 充满主恩. I know because 充
充
is
满
CH 满，主 is ZH.
Yeah, 充满主恩主爱.
Okay, 星期 you say one. 充满主恩主爱. Okay, try
Okay.
it. 充满主
主
恩
恩
主爱.
So this is number
Very
3,
good.
yeah? Okay, let's do number 4.
Last one. This one Alvin likes it
I like
because
this.
there's a happy ring.
Yeah. There's a bit of a
Okay.
对联的那个
feel.
function.
Okay, we must read it out first, then they understand.
好，来 go.
Okay, 新年蒙恩, so we always start with that. 愿你天天好心情，靠主常喜乐。
哇，I like
you
that.
see, yeah. 天天好心情，靠主常喜乐。
That's a
这个就是对联的感觉。
对。
有上句跟下句。Then they like it when they're like 五对五或者7对7都有。
Yes, that's right.
Usually 5对5 or 7对7
okay.
4对4也。
So let's try this together, okay? 新年蒙恩，愿你天天好心情，靠主常喜乐。
What is 靠主常喜乐
Is there on the screen? Rejoice in the Lord always, and again I say rejoice.
没有嘞，靠主常喜乐。
靠主
that means like
depend on the
depend on
Lord.
God, who will give
Rely
you,
on the Lord.
yeah, who will give you the joy that you need.
Wow, I like
Always,
this.
常常喜乐。
天天好心情，靠主常喜乐。
所以我们今年 let's choose， 我们就选这个吧。
好啊，这个好啊 I like
背
this, I like this. Okay.
新年蒙恩，愿你天天好心情，靠主常喜乐啊！
Amen.
红包。No， 不可以这样子，不可以这样子，不可以这样子。
Okay, so we're gonna put all of our CNY greetings all together. You can
Now,
screenshot the next
yes.
one, or you can take a photo.
Now
or
is
maybe-
a good time. Screenshot this right now. Let us smile first. Okay. So basically, you can crop us out lah, yo. So this one is for you.
So
You
we'll
can
start with
practice.
新年蒙恩
Yeah.
ah.
Always start with 新年蒙恩.
You can, if you want to, you can memorize all of them and say all of them in one shot. Wow, how about
Then
that?
you may get double ang pao. Oh,
Wow.
cannot say that again.
Terrible, this one. Okay,
You
so
try. Uncle. Okay, you know what, guys? Well, let's challenge Alvin to read all.
maybe we'll do this today.
一口气哦 1, 2, 3, go.
一气呵成，
一气呵成。
OK， 来，新年蒙恩，愿主的恩惠平安与你同在，祝你和你全家在基督里新年福杯满溢，愿你新的一年充满主爱主恩，主恩主爱，愿你天天好心情，靠主常喜乐。
Okay, let's clap for the ACS boy.
Thank
Woo,
you,
woo.
thank you， 老师，
Now let's
我
call.
没有对不起你，我没有辜负你对我的期望。
Yeah, you have made your Chinese teacher very proud. Okay, now let's call on the next ACS boy, Samuel.
He's stressed.
Okay, so anyways, we hope that this Chinese New Year greetings will actually help you sound more learned and intelligent. But
That is correct.
that is secondary lah. The
Yeah.
most important is we want to be speaking God's words,
Oh.
God's blessing
Yes.
over our friends, our family, and the people that we are visiting this Chinese New Year.
Okay, so as we get ready to close, just a quick reminder that you can get our CNY, or actually it's not just for CNY, it's for the whole year. It's our we are doing a giveaway, which you can find out how to do so in the comments. It's pinned in our comments, so you can go read what you need to do to participate, and we'll announce the winners probably tomorrow.
Yes.
Okay, but you can also get our our family calligraphy set over at our website.
Yes.
At thechurchbox.sg, and it's going at $39.90 for one. If you buy two, you get $9 off.
Yes. So it will be about 30. It will be 35
For two.
for one.
For one.
For one. And actually, it's about the price of you getting a whole carton of oranges.
Oranges.
Okay, nothing wrong with
aqua.
oranges. Just that we thought maybe if this is something that's not
Okay,
perishable.
you can put it up.
Yeah.
Actually.
Yeah. And then you can actually inter-swap it.
Yeah, because it comes with the wooden magnetic frames, okay, that we saw in the
Okay.
video earlier.
I
Okay.
can just show you the frame.
So it's magnetic. So clever.
Can you hear it? Can you
Click.
hear it? Okay, so and there are two pieces of the satin, very thick satin paper, and already printed with the
Verses.
Bible verses on it.
Ah,
So you are
very
just going to
nice.
be decorating and writing on it.
So the final product looks like what's behind us, lah. So you write
Yeah.
your own one.
Because why there's so many other words here is because
You
this
write
is
all our
our
names.
surname, then Elvin, my Nathan and Phoebe's Chinese names are all on it. Okay, so basically, it is not just a good gift, but it's also a good declaration of God's word, and also a good conversation starter as you create your family's own
Ornament.
Chinese New Year wall ornament.
Ornament. And of course, not just for Chinese New Year, you can keep it up. Like the white one is very nice. Okay, you keep it up for the rest of the year too.
The red one maybe you can actually put it for New Year, but the white one you can use it throughout the year. Okay, that's all from us today. So if you want to participate, we are gonna just continue to let this giveaway
Run
run all the way till midnight.
tonight, midnight tonight.
So just got to keep sharing the video to stand a higher chance, or just type out the 新年贺词, or just
That's
copy
correct.
one from on top.
And we'll
Can
randomly
we see the
choose
previous
two.
ones? Can
I think Ken is all there. Okay.
Yep.
So with that, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, a very happy Chinese New Year from us, from Elvin, Esther, Nathan, Phoebe, our team, our friends, and of course, we wish you a blessed
Merry
Chinese.
Christmas.
We wish you blessed Chinese New Year.
Okay. Yeah. So one word that I've been sharing with Elvin about Chinese New Year and how we want to live our coming New Year by the lunar calendar.
You see, we get a second chance to do our New Year's resolutions.
If January 1st you didn't get to, now you get February 1st.
Yes, not bad.
Okay, so the 4 words that we've been talking about is 容神益人. So 让我们大家在新的一年里可以容神益人, which means
glorify God and be a blessing to others.
that you benefit. Be a blessing.
That's right.
Help others, 益人, that people will feel that with you I actually 得益处.
I
But
feel
this
blessed.
益 is like 营养 those kind of feeling.
Benefit.
No.
Nourishment.
So to be a blessing. So that we
right.
hope that our year would be a year that will glorify God and be a blessing to others.
That is
So
correct.
让我们一起容神益人. Okay, so that's all from us today. Hope you enjoyed this 1-hour program. And this program will continue to be on our Facebook.
Yes.
So feel free to really watch it with your family, watch it with your kids again, to learn calligraphy, to learn the words, to learn greetings, so many things in 1 hour.
Correct. Okay. So you know what? To end off, we're gonna show you a couple of our publicity videos. You can watch them if you haven't watched them before. But with that, we're gonna say bye-bye and we're gonna say Happy New Year.
Happy New Year! 让我们一起容神益人. God bless.
Bye.
Outro music.